I'd like to talk a bit about the Alan Jones situation. Look, everyone's polarised. They either hate him or they like him. There's nothing in between in most of the reports. Alan Jones is an extreme character. He does some very, very good things, and he says some very, very harmful, stupid, and insensitive things. Most of us are in the middle. We say a few little things that are bad, and we say some good things that help people, but not over the top. We don't want to give too much praise. Now, Jones probably does in one day more harm than most people do in a lifetime, but on the other hand, he does more good in one day than most people do in a lifetime. He used to write hundreds of letters helping people that he thought were very worthy of help. He would go out of his way. He may still do this. He's a dynamo, even though he's had serious health problems. Now, he's been wrong in some big cases. The Wagner case in Queensland concerning a dam, and he was very wrong about Julia Gillard's father comments. But as far as saying stuff a sock down Jacinda Ardern's throat to shut her up, that's not nice, but it's hardly a hanging crime. That's how people talk in private. And he tries to make his radio program intimate and direct. Most of Sydney radio is terribly bland. I don't listen to much of it now. I just listen to 2GB music or 2CH music because I'm old. But there aren't too many sharp, perceptive, informative, questioning radio people on the AM band. And there's probably none on the FM band where people more or less just try and be smart asses like for university and high school kids, an alternative to the formality that they get during the day at university and school. Kyle Sandilands, those type of people. John Laws is on 2SM now. He must be in his 80s, and Alan Jones is nearly 80. John Laws is still perceptive, but he doesn't have the oomph that he once had. There's on 2GB later in the night, they now have John Stanley, who is relatively good, and I guess Ray Hadley has his adherents. Ray Hadley is a good communicator and he's a good suburban type, sport type commentator. He is very articulate in his own way, but he hardly has the thrust of a Jones. So Jones fills a gap that's in Sydney radio. The ABC fills it in certain ways, but even the ABC doesn't have the, let's say, presenters they once had. Clive Robertson, Margaret Throsby, and Margaret Jones, Carolyn Jones, back in the 80s. We just don't have these people anymore. They're pretty ordinary. They're not incompetent, but they're pretty ordinary. They don't stand out. You need personality as well as information. Anyhow, back to Jones. He puts his foot in it a lot, but I think he's still worth having around. Like us, he's a mixture, and to just say he's all bad or he's all good is inappropriate. That's childish judgment of people. But he has said some very nasty things, but they are just words. The really nasty things have been done by the banks. There's a report today that in the last 5 years, as far as I can make it from a rather ordinary article, that the public lost 201 billion. Why are we worrying about a comment by Jones when we should be reforming these big institutions? He tries to reform some things, and sometimes he's way off the mark and rude. But Stephen Mayne criticised Alan Jones, and I've got admiration for Stephen Mayne, who's quite a financial expert and talks a lot of sense. But he should be trying to get reforms with the banks quickly applied. They're going to take ages, according to many commentators. So Jones is a mixed bag. I don't particularly like him as a person. I don't think I'd want to have dinner with him or a beer. But he's certainly sharp, but often off the mark, but often on the mark. Thank you.